Entitled mother demands my toddler to give up his sled so entitled mother's kid can use it. Well, I wasn't having this. It's snowing where I live, a lot more than we're used to getting. We live in a military town. The schools and most other businesses follow the base's lead when it comes to weather-related closures. The base is essential personnel only right now, so I got the day off. I live across the street from the base housing. My husband and I decided to buy our own house instead of living there, but we're still close enough to utilize their perks. The parks. Now to the story. The base housing has a little park every block or less. Honestly, a ridiculous amount of parks. We normally just go to the closest one to the house. But since it's been snowing, we decided to venture one further away because it had better hills. My oldest, 4, was bundled up tight and using his sled down the hill, then hiking back up. At one point in time, he got distracted and left the sled, at which point another child jumped on it and was playing with it. That's fine. My son decided he wanted to hike back up and went to get his sled. Now, it's important to know I'm pregnant by 3 months, and because of that, it's unsafe for me to go down the hill in case I fall. I could not hear what my oldest was saying to the other child, but eventually he got his sled back and was dragging it up the hill. Enter entitled mother. My son's up the hill now, walking towards me to push him down, when he's stopped by this mother. Entitled mother reaches for the sled, and my son very audibly says, "No, I used my words." We're teaching him to use his words instead of hitting when he's frustrated. Entitled mother reaches for the sled again as I'm walking up. Excuse me, can I help you? Is this your child? Yes, he is. Again, can I help you? Your child stole this from mine. I watched him. That's his sled. I bought it for him last Christmas. Your child was playing with it for a while, then mine just wanted it back. No, my child was playing with the sled, and yours took it. I watched everything that happened. Yes, your child was playing with my son's sled, then my son used his words and took it back. I've never seen you before. Are you even supposed to be here? You know, this park's restricted, right? Military only. Listen, lady, I'm well within my rights to utilize this park. I grab my son with the sled and go to walk away. But what would be too easy, right? Entitled mother grabs the sled from my son's hand, then turns around. Okay, I've had enough. Excuse me, beep! Don't take things from my child. Who do you think you are? What did you just say to me? Give him the sled back. I'm not playing. Do you even know who I am? My husband's top-tier ranking. You can't speak to me that way. Congratulations, lady. Your husband's rank has absolutely nothing to do with you stealing from a little child. I yanked the sled back, picked up my toddler, keep in mind I'm still wearing my youngest, and went to walk away. Entitled mother grabbed for the sled again, causing me to lose my footing. Thank God I did not fall because I probably would have had her head. Look, you freaking idiot, your husband has nothing to do with my husband's career, but your actions have everything to do with his. Keep your crap up and I'll get the military police involved lickety-split. Touched either of my children or let the sled again, I'll put your ass on the snow. I'm not playing this game anymore. What you just did put both of my children in danger. Walk the duck away. You're threatening me and cussing in front of my child. Who do you think you are? I'll report this. I've never even seen you here before. You don't belong. You never seen me because, well, I work for a living. I don't give a crap about what your kid hears. I'm walking away, touch me again, and I will not hesitate to hurt you. Entitled Mother was yelling more as I walked away, then proceeded to glare at us until my son got cold and we went to walk back. I've heard these types of people, but I can't believe I encountered one in the wild. I've dealt with my fair share of entitlement, but trying to steal from a 4-year-old, endangering a 3-month baby, that's a new low for me. Update. Wow, this blew up. Thanks for all the comments. It's a lot to respond to, so I'll try to answer the questions here. I talked to my husband and he's pretty pissed. More so than me, which is weird coming from Mr. Non-Confrontational. I gave the description of entitled mother to my husband and 2 coworkers who also have spouses. So right now we have 3 different people asking around to see if we can find the name of the woman, and therefore find the husband. As of now, my husband wants to talk to him one-on-one, mano-y-mano, if we're able to find him. His plan is to give our side of the situation because who knows what entitled mother said, and ask him to correct it on his end. That way, if an encounter happens again with me, I can report it guilt-free. A lot of people were asking their rank. They're both E5. That's part of what puzzles me. This lady's husband might be an instructor, but he isn't a chief, an officer, or even related to my husband's job. The only reason I went to this park yesterday was because of the snow and the better hills. My kids and I usually just go to the park close to our house, or the beach. And we usually only go on weekends, since those are my days off. In the year I've been here, I've never encountered this entitled mother. Finally, it's about 50-50 on people's feeling about my reaction. I admit, I have a potty mouth, but I don't typically threaten bodily harm. Though in hindsight, I probably could have composed myself better at the beginning. I'm not ashamed of how I reacted once she put my child in danger, though. Maybe this entitled mother was having a bad day. Maybe she's a complete Karen. Who knows? All I know is in this story, she was very toxic and very vile. Let's read a couple comments. Can you report her? I'm sure I've read something before that her husband can be written up for his wife trying to use his rank inappropriately. This is when OP responded and said this. I've gotten a name. Then yes, but I don't feel like it would be fair to her husband though. A lot of them are oblivious to what their spouses even do. Alright guys, so if you have any inside knowledge on that, let me know. Is it really that serious on a military base? Drop your comments down below and we're going to turn our attention to the final story of the day. I just saw a lady get tasered for trying to snatch a woman's face mask to give to her child. Sounds ridiculous, that's because it is. This is a crazy story, let's not wait around. Subscribe to the channel and let's hop right into it. I argued with my husband about whether or not to post this. Because, well, I'm pretty sure this will make the local news, and I don't want to burn this account just yet. But he won RPS, so here we are. Prepare yourself, this story has layers. We were at the dreaded big box store picking up potting soil because we're doing do-it-yourself ourselves through the isolation. Things are crazy here, yet, but there is 2 per customer limit on a majority of items. I assume this means everything, so we're getting 2 bags each of a different type of soil. My husband's loading the last of the 8 bags onto our cart when I hear her. I know, it's a Karen just by the level of unnecessary outrage in her voice. Are you kidding me? Not a lot of people out here in the garden center, but we all look to her. I was almost disappointed to see she did not come with the requisite haircut. She actually looked like a frazzled mom. Her kid tugging on her hand, and an overfull handbasket of groceries. And I had in a moment of, quote, girl, I feel you, but dang, she was pointing at us.
You can't buy that many. Are you hoarding?
Yeah, we can. We're getting 2 of each, lady.
Oh, you don't fool me. I know what you're doing.
Yeah, so do I. Duck off. I'm just sitting there imagining all the ways I'm gonna rock his world tonight. My husband. Well, Karen huffed at that, spun around and yanked her kid back inside to go to complain to the employee worker. Now, we already paid for our items. The employee had come out and scanned the bags earlier. He could easily see our cart from inside. So, being finished, we pushed the cart out of the garden center into the parking lot. And then the automatic doors open behind us and I hear,
"Now they're stealing? Just great."
We load the soil in the car, turn around to bring the cart back and look at plants. By the time we get back, Karen's given up on trying to convince the employee we're Bonnie and Clyde of dirt, and is now trying to negotiate skipping somebody in line. She has a child, you see, and her handbasket. Well, it's just so full and heavy. Could she please just scooch right on in here real quick, and it'll just be an extra second, she swears. The woman Karen is trying to skip is young, maybe college age, and wearing a face mask. Not a medical mask, but the stretchy kind you wear while riding a motorcycle, or when you're skiing. My husband has just informed me it's a neck gaiter. The mask is black and has like this scary wolf teeth on it that honestly made the girl look like somebody you should not duck with, even though she was wearing a Gap shirt and flip-flops. Mask Girl is just shaking her head no, and that's all I got as we dropped off the cart. I browse, pick up a couple plants, and we head inside to wait in line. Get your popcorn, it's showtime. Karen and Mask Girl are now at the register facing off. No pun intended. From the looks of things, Mask Girl finished her purchases and Karen stopped her before she could leave. I don't know if she grabbed her or something, but Karen was still holding her full hand basket, so she had not checked out yet. Well, she had not paid for her groceries yet because clearly this woman had checked out first. The conversation went as followed. Karen says, "But you don't even need it now. You're leaving. My son could get sick because you won't give it to him. He needs it." "Hell no. You can't have it. Back off, lady." "But my son really likes it, and it's obviously made for boys. Why would you even want to wear something so scary?" "Because I like it. And it has my germs on it. Why would you put a stranger's mask on your child?" "Ugh, why are you being so rude? You wouldn't let us go through the checkout first, and now you're making my son upset." Your problem, not mine." And then, just like that, Mask Girl turns to leave while Karen manifests the biggest balls ever, grabbing Mask Girl by the back of her mask. Let's take a side note here. When all this is going down, we're all just standing in line and watching. The register is still going boop, boop, boop. That's the employees scan items, but otherwise we're all just inside this hypnotic little bubble. But when Karen reached out towards Mask Girl, it was like the Hubble bubble popped and made everything crystal clear. Not slow motion or anything, but I absolutely felt hyper-aware, like Spider-Man. Karen reaches out, people on both sides of me inhale quickly. Karen grabs the mask and yanks. A lady on my right yells, and my husband steps forward. Mask Girl tucks her head down and she turns to Karen like a mad bull seeing red, with a bright shiny new target. I think Karen was going to say something like, "Don't you walk away from me," or something, but all she got out was, "Don't!" I looked around because the noise was so loud. I figured the roof was about to cave in, but out of the corner of my eye, I see Karen spasm and drop to the floor, writhing. Little Miss Mask Girl had a freaking taser. I don't know when she pulled it out, this tiny little flashlight looking thing, but she laid Karen out with it. And not one of us moved for what felt like forever, like we were frozen. And then it was freaking Badlam. Security guards show up left and right, more employees show up, Mask Girl's chillin' like she's been through this before, and knows what comes next. The kid screaming that the wolf girl killed his mommy, even though she's groaning and sobbing on the floor, and clearly not dead, but maybe wishing she was. The people that had been in line with us were all talking at once, trying to tell the security guard what happened. We hung around just witnessing the insanity for maybe 2 minutes, before Karen started choking out demands for an ambulance, the police, a lawyer, the mayor, restitution, and reparations. My husband made eye contact with an employee and got a thumbs up when he put a plant on a shelf and pointed towards the door. We got the duck out of there. We drove home in silence until my husband parked the car in our driveway, and then we just burst out laughing. Neither of us ever seen anything like that before. We live in a small beach town. People are super laid back and mellow. Karen was anything but mellow, and I hope to never see her again. Mask Lady, aka Batman, aka Karen Exterminator, aka the king of the story. Guys, what a wild ride this story was. Let me know your exact thoughts the moment you realized Face Mask Girl done tasered this Karen. Drop your thoughts down below, or let me know if you've ever had a Karen experience in the wild. Let me know what happened, share your opinion, share your thoughts, and let's talk about it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You know how much I love a good Karen story. I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful the rest of your day, and I'll see you then.